And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the old ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. A gold rush is thrilling, but for sheer spine-tingling excitement, I know of nothing in all the history of our West that can beat the great land rushes. And it's about one of these that I'm going to tell you tonight. The story is called the Kickapoo Run. Every man for himself and devil take the hindmost. That's the rule. As strip by strip, the United States government opens up the Indian Territory for public settlement. So far, the so-called Kickapoo section hasn't been added yet. But already, cattlemen are roaming that range with an appraising eye.
This wasn't no mirage.
Couldn't believe it myself the first time. There are two more pools bigger than this, just above here. No more water for miles around. Kickapoo Springs. Next thing to heaven.
I bet they don't serve nothing to heaven as good as this.
Yes, sir. If they ever open up this section, I'm going to make the run and locate right here.
You? What do you want of land?
Same as anybody.
You've got the whole blame country to ride over. Why tie yourself down to a measly little... How many acres is it they give away?
160.
A postage stamp.
It'd be mine, though. Build a house right over there in the lee of those rocks.
Fine talk for a cowpuncher. I bet you got a girl.
No such luck. Somebody else has been camping here. Not too long ago, either. Fire's hardly cold.
Probably Kickapoos.
Indians don't wear spurs. See here where he sat down and left a print of them in the wet ground? Must have been a fancy hombre, too. Got Mexican gold coin sorted to the sides of it.
You should be a sheriff, Kirk, or a U.S. Marshal. You don't even need the bloodhounds.
We must have just missed him.
Pass up the town side. There's no profit in it.
What's going on?
They're opening up the Kickapoo Strip.
The Kickapoo. Josh, did you hear that?
I ain't deep.
Proclamation by the President, the Kickapoo section. Said lands will, at and after the hour of 12 o'clock noon on the 15th day of June next, not before be open to settlement. What's happened, Josh? What did I tell you? It's a good thing we drifted into town, and supposing I hadn't seen that notice and missed out.
Warning. Any person entering upon and occupying said land before said hour on the 15th day of June is disbarred.
No person who's been within said boundaries within 90 days of said date will be permitted to enter on or acquire any rights. 90 days? Was it we camped at Kickapoo Springs?
Back in March sometime.
It was the end of March.
Well, the run ain't scheduled for June 15th. That's more than a month off.
End of March to the middle of June. That's less than 90 days.
Only by a little. Not enough to count. You wouldn't let that make any difference, would you?
Oh, that's the law, Josh.
And a darn fool one, if you ask me.
No, it's fair. They want to give everybody an equal chance. If you've been in there like I have and know the ground, you got an advantage over the rest.
Well?
Well, I reckon that's it.
Now listen, Bert. Nobody but me knows you was in there. Do you think I'd say a word while bless your boys?
No use, Josh. I can't do it.
You mean you'd give up the only chance you have to own in Kickapoo Springs just on account of a little...
Looks that way.
Clerk Morrison, you're a plumb jackass.
Maybe.
In a doggone white sort of a gun. Tell you what, I'll make the run locate for you.
You can if I can.
Yeah, that's right.
Couple of dust chasers.
Yes, sir, Clyde. Finest quarter section in the whole strip. Plenty of water, good rangeland. It's gonna bring a sweet price.
You making the run?
Nope.
Me neither. I just pick up the scraps. My card.
Oh. Right.
Yes. I followed the big Cherokee run in '89. Plenty of scraps to settle there, and the Seminole in '91.
So you're making the run just to cash in on the sale of the land?
Maybe. No law says you can't. Right, Clyde?
Right as rain.
Uncle Sam's purpose in opening up this country is for homesteading, not speculation.
Is that so? Well, I guess I don't happen to be the homebody type. What's more, cowboy? It's none of your business.
All right, just relax, gents. This here's a saloon, not a shooting gallery. I'm getting plumb sick of patching it up after trigger-happy gunslingers. I make myself clear?
Clear enough for me. How about you?
Feisty cuss, wasn't he?
I heard what you said to that man. I like your slant on things. My name's Langley, government land officer. These runs are no picnic. Anything can happen. Usually does. Lying, cheating, killing. Takes men with guts to maintain order. I can use all I can get.
I'm no policeman, mister.
Any good citizen should be willing to be a policeman when necessary.
More the same.
With the posting of news about the Kickapoo opening, folks headed for the territory from every state of the Union. They arrived by the hundreds, by the thousands, a crazy procession of eager land seekers from every walk of life, all of them lured by this opportunity to obtain something for nothing. Until the day of the run, though, nobody was allowed up near the boundary line.
You're not allowed up here till time for the run. You'll have to wait back at the campsite.
You can't stay up here. Go on back to the other side of the line. Go on. Get back, on. Get back there. Come on. Turn it around.
Hey, fella, what do you think you're doing?
Waiting.
A woman? Well, I'm sorry, ma'am, but you and your husband will have to stay back with the rest of the crowd till morning at the campsite.
I have no husband.
Well, your father or brother, whoever's making the run, at daybreak you can take his place on the line, but not before.
Well, I'm making the run.
You? You mean you, yourself? Why, you're just a girl. Where are you from?
Paris, Kentucky.
Well, who's here with you?
Nobody.
You came out alone?
Well, Fancy and I.
Your old man must be loco letting you come out here.
If I had an old man, as you call him, I wouldn't be out here. My father died 2 years ago.
Oh.
Mother and I thought if we could only get some land and...
Well, it's out of the question for you to make this run.
Well, I'm a good rider, and Fancy here's fast.
Kentucky thoroughbred.
From nose to tail.
Only kind of horse can make it's a Mustang. Look, miss,
Carter, Bonnie Carter.
Well, I don't like to throw cold water on your hopes, but you haven't got a chance in a stampede like this. You go back home and...
And what?
Do what any pretty girl should do. Get married and let a man fight your battles for you.
Thank you for the advice. Come on, Fancy.
Well, what was that all about?
Crazy fool.
Well, I'll say you are. Send a pretty girl like that into the arms of another man.
At daybreak the next morning, the crowds moved up to the deadline, waiting for the signal that had opened up the promised land.
Stay back a line. Stay back until you hear the start whistle. Water now, folks.
20 miles over there before you can get another drink. Another quart here. Fill up those canteens. Pretty. It's a long ways back there. You better fill that canteen up. What's your dollar?
Please, stop shoving.
What's your dollar here, folks? Dollar quart.
Keep back. You heard him. Keep back.
Not fair. I was here first. I've been here since dawn.
Keep back. Stop shoving. So you're still here.
Yes.
You get back where you belong, mister. I thought I told you yesterday.
But I've got to do it.
You're risking your life. Listen to that mob. Half crazy. Nothing will stop them once they're loose. One misstep, your horse stumbles and they'll trample right over you. You see that fellow with the wooden leg?
Water? It's $1 quart now.
That's what happened to him.
How about you, mister? You want to fill your canteen?
I don't need to. By sundown, I'll be owner of the finest spring on the Kickapoo Strip.
Water!
Look,
Water!
Miss Carter, if you're determined to make this run,
I am.
well, do as I tell you and drop back until the rush is started.
And lose out?
You won't if you follow my directions. Your horse could never make the run all the way through, and this is a shortcut. After the stampede is underway, it'll spread out, and there'll be less danger of you getting in a tangle with somebody. Ride due south for about 10 miles till you come to an old freight road.
Yes.
Most of the folks will turn to the right or the left and follow, but you keep straight on.
Straight on.
Don't mind how unpromising the country looks. Keep going, and you'll come to some low, rocky hills. Turn left and ride along the base of them till you come to an old game trail leading up. It's steep and scary.
We can make it.
Well, Kickapoo Springs lies just beyond.
Kickapoo Spring.
That's the sweetest place for a homestead in the whole territory. All the water you want, trees, shelter from the wind.
How can I ever thank you?
By beating that man there to it. There's the bugle. You better drop back while you can. The starting gun will be fired in 1 minute. I'll ride out after the rush is over. Good luck.
Thanks, Fancy. We missed the game trail somewhere.
Sister. You're just a little too late. There's my marker, right over there.
There's no doubt about it. He got here first.
It's too bad you got lost and missed a trail.
Got enough money, the place is for sale.
For sale?
Sure, he's only locating for profit. He doesn't want the land for himself.
Still singing the same tune, huh, cowboy? You just keep it up. You're gonna find yourself flat on your back with my boot in your face.
Mister, you shouldn't have said that. By the authority vested in me as a member of the militia patrol, I challenge your right to this property. When she got there, he was already there ahead of her. He had the place all picked out, boasted openly about it before the run.
Sure. I made a beeline for it.
I admit it.
Just what are you trying to prove, Mr. Morrison?
That he was familiar with Kickapoo Spring?
Like lots of others.
Including yourself. You even knew a shortcut to the place.
But I didn't make the run.
No. No, you got a girl to do it for you.
Oh!
I didn't make the run because I was disqualified. I'd been on the strip within the past 90 days, and so had you.
What are you talking about? I wasn't anywhere near the place. I haven't been on that strip since...
Since when?
6 months at least.
Will you swear to that?
Sure.
On the night of March 26th, Josh Kramer and I camped at Kickapoo Springs. Tell them about it, Josh.
Well, nothing to tell.
He's just wasting our time, Mr. Langley.
What'd we find there?
Well, water. Well, that's right. Someone else's campfire. Ash is still warm. I said it was Kickapoo's.
What'd I say?
You said Kickapoos don't wear spurs.
Brilliant observation.
What else did I say?
Well, you said he must have been a fancy hombre because he had Mexican gold coins soldered to the sides of him.
You're wearing them on these boots you were going to plant in my face.
Just a minute. Mr. Langley, this is a frame-up. He just wants me off that land so he can settle there himself with this girl.
I better wake him up so he can hear the verdict. Best water in the territory, and the last you'll ever have of it.
Well, now you've got your papers. You're all set. As soon as your mother arrives, you can start homesteading.
Yes.
There's no other spot like that in the whole territory. You'd have quite a spread there.
Why have you done all this for me?
Why? Well, because I love Kickapoo Springs.
If this was a made-up yarn, the good-looking cowboy would have married the gal from Kentucky and lived happy ever after at Kickapoo Springs. But things in real life don't happen that way. Kirk Morrison went back to riding the range and was working for an outfit in New Mexico when he met with the accident that put him out of cowpunching for keeps. After that, he became a saddle maker, one of the best in all the Southwest. But with the changing times...
I'm sorry, Mr. Morrison, but the bank can't extend the mortgage any further.
That means you'll foreclose.
I'm afraid we have no alternative.
Guess we should have been making seats for automobiles instead of horses.
It's too bad. You make a beautiful saddle.
Sound like a rider yourself.
I spent a good part of my life on a horse.
Around here?
Over in the Kickapoo country.
Kickapoo?
Yes, my folks settled there in '95 when the strip was opened up.
You don't say.
My mother came on from Kentucky to make the run, all by herself. She was only 18 at the time.
She rode a thoroughbred mare named Fancy.
How do you know?
I was there myself.
Yeah, we were there ourselves.
You made the run too?
No, just helped patrol the line.
Morrison. No wonder the name sounded familiar. Well, I've heard of you ever since I was a little bit of a button. The times my mother's told us that story.
I've often wondered about her. Is she still living?
Very much so. And she still owns Kickapoo Springs.
Well, remember me to her, will you? She was the prettiest girl I ever saw.
I certainly will. Well, I'd better be getting back to the bank. Sorry about the foreclosure.
I'll make out an inventory.
And I'll get myself a drink.
Oh, Mr. Bogart, you brought the foreclosure papers? I've been tidying up. I'm all ready to vacate. Here's an inventory of...
Kirk Morrison.
Bonnie Carter.
Mother happened to be visiting me. When I told her about you, nothing would do but she must come right over.
I ran most of the way.
Well, I'm sorry you couldn't have seen the place when it was a going concern.
That reminds me. The bank no longer holds this mortgage, Mr. Morrison.
No?
No, I took it over. And I don't like the paper it's written on.
Bonnie, you shouldn't have...
Don't tell me what I shouldn't do. You tried that once before, remember?
Well, I guess that takes care of my business. So I'll leave you two to talk about Kickapoo Springs.
So you still have the place?
Yes. The children wanted me to sell after their father died. They thought it was too remote for me alone. But I just couldn't bear to do it.
I'm glad you did.
As a matter of fact, I didn't really feel I had the right to. Part of Kickapoo Springs has always seemed to belong to you. Why did you run out on me that day, Kirk? You must have known how I felt.
I was afraid if I asked you to marry me, you'd think I was doing it just to get the land.
You don't have to worry about that now.
Bonnie.
Well, you don't have to be very smart to guess the outcome of this story. As the old proverb has it, better late than never.